Okay, we're live. Thank you all for joining me tonight, the Cinephile World Order. And tonight is the 20th anniversary for Rob Zombie's The Devil's Rejects. So, yeah, that's what we're going to be watching here tonight. And, yeah, I believe this movie's around like. Sorry about that. But, yeah, lost train of thought. Yeah, so this movie's like just shy of 2 hours. I believe it's like just 10 minutes shy of 2 hours. It's like an hour, 50 minutes, something like that. So, we might be going over 2 hours here tonight, probably somewhere between 2 hours, 2.5 hours, something like that. But yeah. So I provided the Internet Archive link. It's pinned at the top there. I found it on there. It's available to watch on there. And yeah, it's available on Look Movie and a few other places. But I find that the Internet Archive link is usually the easiest thing to access as far as watching the movie for free. But yeah, out of this entire trilogy with House of a Thousand Corpses, The Devil's Rejects, and Three from Hell, it can be tough to pick a favorite one. But to be honest with you, as most franchises really do, I guess this is more of a trilogy over a franchise, but I like these movies in order. I pretty much like House of a Thousand Corpses. It just edges out The Devil's Rejects. Then, yeah, Rejects comes next, and then Three from Hell. And, Three from Hell, movie is what it is. I think it has a fairly decent start. First 40 minutes are, watchable, interesting for horror fans, really. But once the movie goes to Mexico, I don't know, the movie just takes a turn, really not for the better, in my opinion. But yeah, it almost becomes like Three from Hell up in smoke, like in my opinion. It just really becomes like a bunch of chaotic comedic situations, really. But I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know why Rob Zombie couldn't take that money that he used to make 31. I don't know why he couldn't just take that money and just get the ball rolling with the third movie already. Because as we all know, it happened too late, and Sid Haig was just, his health was just crumbling. So I don't know why he felt like he had to do that 31 movie. I just would have got right to work on this third movie. But yeah, overall, I'd have to say House of a Thousand Corpses is my favorite. Just edges out The Devil's Rejects. But one thing I think that's really, really fun and really good about Devil's Rejects, which is why I think a lot of people will probably end up picking The Devil's Rejects over House of a Thousand Corpses. It's just the movie is beefed up more. You could tell he had more money to work with Rob Zombie, directing this. He definitely had more money to work with because, this movie really mixes it up. It's not just a straightforward horror movie. At times, it seems like it's like a road movie. There's tons of action sequences in it. It's you can easily call this an action horror movie, really. But yeah, this movie does not let off the gas pedal at all. It's just a brutal movie for what it is, and I think it's perfectly casted well too. Seeing character actors like Jeffrey Lewis throughout it, drawing a blank on some other names, but yeah, I mean, all horror fans should be very familiar with this movie. But we might get this one started fairly soon to try and keep this at 2 hours. We'll see. But let's go ahead and get to the comments. See who's here. We have 4 people here right now. So, okay, there goes Greg Brewer. What's up, Greg? Hi, all. Hope all is well. Yeah, man, everything's good. Hopefully, everything's good with you. Got Anthony Chabot is here. What's up, Anthony? How are you, buddy, by the way? Or how you doing, buddy? By the way, Brianna funeral is Thursday. Ah, man. It's gonna be a rough day, man. It's gonna be a rough day for you, but just hang in there, bro. And yeah, that's right, dude. We lost fucking Ozzy Osbourne today. The Prince of Darkness has passed away at 76, man. That was a bit of a surprise, like didn't like I mean, I wasn't paying attention to the whole like Black Sabbath tour that they recently had. Just like here and there, seeing stuff on Instagram. Obviously Ozzy had to be in a chair and everything, but he still managed to the tour and everything. From my knowledge, I think he did every date. And I don't know when that tour ended, maybe like a month ago, something like that. But yeah, that tour wasn't that long ago. But it's good to see that all like the diehard Sabbath fans, they had one last time to see Black Sabbath live. I've seen Black Sabbath one time at Ozfest before. I can't remember the year. It might have been '03, '04, or '05, one in between somewhere. But like I remember, like I almost didn't enjoy it because they were the last act at Ozfest. And when you go to those all day musical festivals, those music festivals, usually by like, the last act, you're just worn the fuck out. Like, and that's what happened to me with that. It's like, I enjoyed the performance for what it was, but I was like, dude, I'm ready to go home. I'm a fucking zombie at this point. But yeah, rest in peace to Ozzy Osbourne, the Prince of Darkness, no longer with us. But another thing is, man, him passing away at 76 and the way he lived his life, he partied hard as hell, man. He lived hard and fast. So I think 76, got to give him a pat on the back there. A lot of people that live fast and hard like that, like the party hard, they don't really hang in there too long. But I think 76 is pretty good considering the type of person he was and how he lived his life. But yeah, Anthony's saying his training is going well. That's good to see, Anthony. I saw the one picture you posted on Instagram with like your other coworkers or something. Yeah, that's right. Another one we lost recently is Malcolm Jamal Warner from Cosby Show, or I think it's the Cosby Show, right? Yeah, yeah, the Cosby Show. I really didn't watch the Cosby Show when I was growing up. Like I would catch it sometimes on TV, but it just wouldn't really hold my attention. I always watch like Fresh Prince of Bel Air and like stuff like that. But like shows like that, like Growing Pains stuff, you just like would randomly catch on TV growing up. But didn't really sit down and actually watch the Cosby Show. But yeah, Greg's saying The Devil's Rejects is his favorite out of the Rob Zombie's trilogy there, and can't go with a wrong movie. But I still have yet to hear anyone be like, I like Three from Hell the best. I still haven't heard anyone say that yet. So that'll be a surprise if I ever hear someone say that. And we got Phil is here from Froggy the Gremlin. Hey tribe, hope everyone is having a great night. Yeah, good to hear from you, Phil. I sent you an email earlier. I got that final Blu-ray showed up for Hardball. So yeah, thank you very much again, dude. It's what you sent me is just very like surprising, very amazed, and also very humbled by everything because I guess I wasn't understanding you in like the email because like you were like, I'm gonna send you some movies or whatever. And I was like, all right, I thought it was going to be like maybe like two or three movies. And when that first package came, I was like, yo, there's a lot of stuff in here. And I thought that was it. I thought that was going to be it. There was like maybe like six movies in that one package. And then another package showed up and another one showed up. And I was like, yo, like, this is crazy. Like, holy shit. But yeah, dude, you did an amazing job with everything you sent. Because as I told you, like there was only one title out of the whole bunch that I had, and that was the South Korean movie, Memories of Murder. That was the only one I had out of the whole bunch. So, and I'd say probably more than like 50% of the package, I actually did have a lot of that stuff in my Amazon cart, like to buy at a later time. So it's just yeah, you did a really good job with everything, man. And I'm gonna work on getting a proper unboxing video done on the channel sometime here. What's today? It's Tuesday right now. So I think I should probably have that ready by like Thursday, Friday at the latest. But I'll just upload that as soon as I get done with it. But yeah, thank you very much again, Phil. It's just very amazing to see that there's doesn't matter like what goes on in life, what people you encounter, whether they're straightforward with you or they're just backstabbers, whatever it is. It's just you always got to keep in mind that not everyone's like that. And yeah, there is some really cool and caring people out there. So it's I mean, like, another thing is just like I'm not gonna sit here and like harp on how like my entire year has been. We're only like what 7 months into the year, but this year just hasn't exactly been very good for me. But I don't have any like real complaints. But to get a package like that, that just really just made my day. can even say it made my year, really. So, but yeah, thank you very much again, Phil. It's a lot of cool stuff here, and actually, I'll just show the one thing here that I'm probably most excited for, and that's the Severin release here for Tales to Keep You Awake. Like I've been wanting to see this. I've been hearing so much about it, and I just keep putting it off, forgetting about it. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. On top of everything here, I'm really looking forward to. But this is probably the number one thing that stands out the most for me. So yeah, thank you very much again, buddy. But all right, so we'll get through the rest of the chat, and then we'll probably just jump right into the movie. But yeah, Greg is saying I missed House of a Thousand Corpses, but Sean I saw Devil's Rejects in the theater. You know, I didn't see all three of them in the theater actually. For whatever reason, I have no idea. I can't really go that far back and remember why I didn't go to the theater. But I mean, actually, like thinking on like corpses, I think I don't even think I was really. I don't even think the movie was on my radar because it was like Rob Zombie, new filmmaker and everything. It just wasn't appealing to me. And then I saw it at a later time, and I thought the movie was decent. But to be honest, House of a Thousand Corpses with multiple watches, it took some time for it to really grow on me. But now I really enjoy the movie a lot more. And we have Ryan's here. What's up, Rye? Good to see you here. I hope all is well with you. Anthony's up to 2000. You're still on 2014, man. Get those memoirs done, bro. So yeah, Phil the Gremlin saying so July 5th was the last show for I guess for Sabbath there. Okay, wasn't that long ago. Man, I guess that tour could not have happened at a better time considering that Ozzy's gone now, so that's it. Yeah, Family Matters. I remember watching that shit, man. Greg's saying. Anthony's saying he's got that on DVD. He got it during the pandemic. Like another thing is that the menu on the House of a Thousand Corpses Blu-ray is really cool because it's like a carnival wheel, like a gambling carnival wheel that goes around, and that's how you go through the menu. You don't really get a lot of cool interactive menus like that anymore. I also remember when House of a Thousand Corpses was first released on DVD, it actually came with like a lenticular slipcover and everything. And that's back when, studios like really gave a shit what they were releasing to the fans. Nowadays, it's all the boutique labels that really go above and beyond, unlike, these multi-million-dollar studios who give you bare bones bullshit anymore. I don't get how that works. If anything, it should be the boutique labels like struggling to give us stuff. And it should be the bigger studios should be willing to dish out the money for that stuff. And it's just flimsy bullshit with them. And we got George's here, the Sailor Outlaw. What's up, George? Hello, everyone. Hello, Sean. Yeah, good to see you here, George. Yeah, I tried sharing again. I can't share out the fucking stream in the community post. I can only share pictures and words. That's it. So every time I try to share the link, whatever I write on in the post, that stays, and the link is just not there for the stream. So I don't know. I'll have to try to email YouTube and see if they can get that fixed. I don't know what that issue is, but yeah, Greg is saying 3 from Hell fell short for me. I feel after Sid Haig passed away. Yeah. Yeah, the rewrites, recasting to replace him hurt the film, I think. It just took too long. Like another thing is I really think by 2015, Rob Zombie should have been like, yo, it's been 10 years since I've done anything related to the first 2 movies. I should get on the ball here. It's like, damn, dude, like when did 3 from Hell come out? Like 2019, so like 4 years after like the 10th anniversary of Rejects. I still waited way too long. Like I still think 3 from Hell is a watchable movie. I think I've watched it like maybe 2 or 3 times now. But, like, I know, like, on those, like, 2 and 3 times of watching it, I actually kinda forgot, like, Mexico was coming up, and I'm like, "Oh, this is where the movie kinda starts to suck now," you know? It's just not as good anymore. Yeah, that's good to see, George. I mean, even, like, the average horror fan should be very familiar with these movies. And we have Jason's here, the Ginger Ninja movie reviews. What's up there, Jason? Thanks for stopping by. Hope all is well with you too. And yeah, Phil over at Froggy the Gremlin saying, glad to hear, Sean. I think you will enjoy a lot of those movies. Tales to Keep You Awake is brilliant work. Yeah, dude, I'm like a little kid in the candy store with that one right now. Like, I'm like, oh man, I can't wait to see that shit. But yeah, like even like all like the Asian cinema titles, just everything is just like I even had because yeah, you sent Lone Wolf and Cub here. I had that in my Amazon cart. I was like, I gotta get that set eventually. And I was just to see that, I was like, holy shit, he actually added that one in there too. Just a lot of good stuff here. A lot of good stuff. So I'm just gonna try to I don't want to just go through everything right now during the stream, but I'm just gonna present it all in a video and do it properly that way. But yeah, I definitely have plenty of things to catch up on for, quite a while here in the future. I just very amazed and humbled by that. Like, I've received packages from people before on YouTube. I've won contests. I've received packages like kind of similar to this, but like after like I think there's like maybe a little less than like 30 titles here. So it's a big package of movies. So I'm going to go ahead and say that I've never received this much stuff from people before. So that's another thing that just really is like got me like, wow, like holy shit, man. Like, just I almost don't know how to act. But yeah, thank you again, Phil. Highly appreciated. But all right, we're already up on 17 minutes. So all right, let's go ahead and get this one going. Give me a few seconds. I gotta leave the room. I'm gonna come back. Give me like 15, 20 seconds, and then we'll get the movie started. So, yeah, Internet Archive link is pinned at the top for anyone who doesn't own the movie. So go ahead and get yourself situated and ready, and we'll get this going here soon. All right. All right. Yeah, I got everything set up here. All right, we're gonna do a 10-1 here real soon. Greg, I know you're joining in, so yeah, hopefully you're good to go and ready to get this started. Just trying to have this accessed on a different device here. The volume down. Why can't I find the damn stream? Oh, there. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get this going here. Okay. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play, bitches. But I think another thing with this movie, even for like anyone that's like going into this with like a first time watch, this opening sequence just really grips you early on, and the rest of the movie just paves the way for it. It's just that opening sequence, that action sequence, with the battle at the house between the was it Sheriff Lydell and all the police officers as they're having a gunfight against all the Devil's Rejects and everything, the Firefly family. But yeah, good stuff, man. Really good stuff. All the evidence shots, with all the dead bodies and everything, the Polaroids. On May 18th, 1978, Sheriff Quincy Waddell, along with local authorities in Rugsville County, led a search and destroy mission on a decaying farmhouse. Inside the house, police discovered a collection of diaries and scrapbooks detailing the accounts of more than 75 murders. So it looks like the time era is 1977 in this movie. The family responsible for these brutal crimes was forever to be known as the Devil's Rejects. Local girl's body found. So yeah, like just reading those the evidence in the Polaroids in the file, it looks like it says 77 on there. All right, I'll get back to the chat here. I'm gonna get this light turned up. Ooh. Oh, all right. So George is saying he saw one of the three. Okay, all right. Sorry about that. Sometimes, like, I don't know, like I read stuff, but like sometimes I don't take in info. Like I do things a little too fast, and then I'm like, whoa, I'm getting a little ahead of myself here. The actor who plays Tiny, what's his name again? Like Matthew McGorry or something like that. I know he passed away sometime after making this movie. And I know he's been in other movies, but I just feel like that guy could have been utilized so much more in movies. Obviously in horror movies with the way he looks and everything. No offense to him or anything, but he just has that kind of, looking at his face and his body structure, he just kind of has that. Don't want to be mean, with all due respect, he just has that kind of circus freak look to him and everything. So it's another reason why I think he fits into this movie with this band of psychopaths. You see Tiny there, he's looking through the woods and he's starting to see all the cops are showing up. That potato sack on his fucking head, he takes it off. Yeah, apparently the story with Tiny is, he at a very young age he got caught in a house fire, so he's all fucked up like that. But yeah, George is saying Rob Zombie is the quintessential master of adding his twist to the horror movies he makes, even though this was his first time at the director's position. Right, right. Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah, Greg. I know I've heard Rob Zombie even say that before. Like, he was kind of going for like a Western feel in a way. And even telling like William Forsythe like how to approach his role and everything. Like kind of like have like a Clint Eastwood, what's the other guy? Cleef or God, I can't remember that guy's name. He's in Escape from New York. He's in other westerns, but yeah, apparently that's how Rob Zombie was telling certain actors how to like approach this movie, to to go about their performance in the movie. But man, like yeah, like see inside the house, like all the rejects are sleeping. You see Otis like sleeping with looks like a dead teenage girl. Like that room, just I feel like I can smell the room through my TV. It just, makes me want to Ralph. But yeah, Greg, it really does have that Western kind of horror action feel to it. Tony fucked stuff, Phil saying. Yeah, Lee Marvin, that's right. Just that straightforward, badass kind of fucking, acting performance. Yeah, I really think William Forsythe is perfect for this movie, but him in that, well, I will say Rob Zombie's Halloween has grown on me. I it's more of the second half of that movie I appreciate more is when, you actually see Michael, actually being Michael Myers and fucking people up. That's the part of the movie I really like the most. But I feel like William Forsythe as the creepy scumbag stepfather, and I was just like, ugh, dude, get out of this movie. What are you doing here? Like, I wouldn't even say like his performance in it is bad. I just feel like his performance and his character just doesn't fit in the movie. Yeah, shit's popping off now. The fucking pigs are everywhere. Tell me something I don't already fucking know. Every word else got some kind of foul language in it. I love it. Where the fuck is Tiny? No, Tiny. I think he went out last night. The mother firefly here, reflecting on how baby looked like an angel when she was a little girl. It's just typical mother in distress behavior. It really is, to be worrying about shit that you shouldn't be worrying about in high stress moments. Is it? Put your fucking metal mask on, kill a pig, kill some pigs. I mean, I also like I can't think off the top of my head like what other movies have utilized the Freebird song and have like done it like in a memorable way. But like that's another thing that really stands out in this movie that just really, makes the movie memorable and how it ends and everything. Like the way Rob Zombie utilizes the Freebird song is just fucking absolutely perfect. Now, I don't know if this movie was shot on like 35 millimeter or if it was shot digitally because this is 2005. If I remember correctly, like I don't even think like digital, yeah, digital had to be, filming digitally had to be like available. But I don't know, just even based on how this movie looks, I feel like it's 35 millimeter. I don't know. I'd have to look into that though. It's information I'm not clear on. Get some damn tear gas in that house. Good slow motion scene there when the cops kick the door in. Greg saying, escaped my mind for a while, but that Lady Firefly was Callahan and the Police Academy films. Right, that is right. Pretty much like any like old actor that Rob Zombie works with, whether you know who they are or recognize them, it seems like they've done something, previously at some point. I gotta love like like all like the homemade metal plating, bulletproof stuff that the Devil's Rejects have as body armor. Fuck buying bulletproof vests, waste the money on that shit. They like to waste their money on booze and drugs, right? But the look of this scene too, with all the holes in the walls and everything, and the sunlight that's coming through, making all those like laser, like brightly lit lines going through the house, so fucking perfect. Has that like real like off put kind of like hunter green kind of filtered look to it. Phil saying definitely better than the use of it in Forrest Gump. Yeah, that's right. Shit, man. I haven't seen Forrest Gump in so fucking long. Oh shit, that's funny. It took a second for that to like register too. I was like, wait, really? Like that's Forrest Gump. This isn't a movie I watch all the time, but I've seen it so many times. You ain't getting me, Sheriff. Looks like you ain't getting off that easy, huh, bitch? And yeah, want those titles to show up right away, man. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it really like I get that vibe, just like even seeing it on a Blu-ray format. You can even see like a grain field and everything. But like overall, like it really like I don't know. There's certain instances in this movie, like especially when Captain Spaulding is trying to get the car off of PJ Souls, like the mother and the little boy, and he says to the little boy, he said, if you don't come up with a reason why you don't like fucking clowns, I'm gonna come back here and do something to his mother or whatever. And that little boy is like trying not to laugh. Can you imagine how much fun they were having like when they weren't rolling camera? Like, I mean, it's always, I think, being a little kid in a movie and the whole process of making a movie is probably so much fucking fun. But, just imagine being like a producer and a director that like they're usually the ones that don't have a lot of fun making movies. And, we get this brief role here from Mary Warrenov, which I didn't realize this for a long time that was her. Because it's such a quick, she's only in the movie right here and in the opening credits like this. I didn't realize that was her for a very long time. And she does look a lot different now. I mean, obviously, she's up there in age, she's getting older, but it's, knowing the type of person I am, like, I would have kept driving probably if I saw, this girl sprawled out in the road. I probably would have been like, yeah, I'm going to get around this person and just keep driving. Otis comes up behind her, stabs her in the back. All right, we got Jason H is here. What's up, Jason? One of my friends was the last person to put the makeup on Captain Spaulding. Really, that's awesome to hear, man. That's pretty cool. Good to see you here, Jason. Just got through the credits here. Timestamp is 13 minutes and 25 seconds on my end. This is where the sheriff's going to get on TV. Incompetent. They should have been able to catch all of them, in this situation. Just very incompetent police officers. Another actor who's in this, the black guy from Assault on Precinct 13. Forget his name. I know he's one of the TV reporters. The fact that Karen Black apparently wasn't interested in coming back for the next movie. I think the actress who, Greg, that you were just talking about with Police Academy, I think she does a good job at filling in the role. But apparently, Karen Black really wasn't interested in coming back to do another movie, and apparently the money wasn't there. Apparently, she wanted an outrageous amount of money, and Rob Zombie was like, "I can't afford that." So that's like a couple things there. Is apparently she had no interest in really doing the movie, and she wanted way too much money. This is where Captain Spaulding's having that fucking 50-50 dream. Yeah, like when you get those like close-up shots on his teeth and shit, you see all that black grime on like his, like on the gum line and everything. It's like, oh man, like obviously they're fake teeth, but Jesus Christ, man, those are good fake teeth right there. Room probably smells rancid as hell. But of course, like, the portrait of the clown head on the wall, that is pristine and crystal clean. Everything else in that house, including him, is just rotten as shit. But no, that wall with the fucking clown portrait, of course, that's, completely clean. Did you just call me a fucking whore? I calls him like I sees him. You think I'm a fucking whore? I don't think it. I knows it. Us clowns, we just like to fool around a bunch. Come on. I think when he wakes up from the nightmare and you see who he's actually in bed with, I think that's a nightmare of its own right there. I think he even realizes that. Like, shit, what am I doing sleeping with this mongoloid? And we got the big dog is here. What's up, big dog? What's up, homie? How you doing, Sean? Yeah, all is well, man. All is well. Good to see you here. Thanks for stopping by. But yeah, we're fairly in the beginning here still. Or I'm coming up on 17 minutes soon. But yeah, thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Greg. Yeah, William Forsythe. Oh my God, what's that fucking Steven Seagal movie that he's in? It's like Above the Law or one of those. I don't know, but man, he's really fucking good in that too. It's another movie he's good in, very underrated in, is that Nick Nolte movie, Extreme Prejudice. I think it came out in like '87, but he's got a good role in that too, man. Williams Forsythe, man, he really was a good villain character actor, man. Really good at playing villain roles. And now Captain Spaulding's getting his commercial that he pays good money for. He's getting broken up by fucking breaking news right now. But like, another thing I think that works so well in this movie that just surprises me with Rob Zombie is the fact that, the pacing in this movie is just nicely done. It's really one of those movies where you could just start watching it. Unless you got to go to the bathroom or something, you're really not going to have any legit reason to be pausing the movie. On the run again. Out for Justice. Yeah, thanks, Greg. That's it. Right. Yeah, he's really good in that one, man. But those early Steven Seagal films, like I think those movies are really fucking good. It's about the time when, like Under Siege and everything was coming out. That's when I was just like, I get a little tired of fucking Steven Seagal here. Even though, like, I still enjoy Under Siege and the second one. I know people fucking hate that one, but I still enjoy both of those movies on like a not so serious level. I feel like those movies can be fun to go back and watch. But I think movies just like, like Above the Law, Out for Justice, like those are like the actual good Steven Seagal movies, in my opinion. I know I wouldn't say I'm like the, huge Steven Seagal fan, really not at all, but his earlier films, definitely some good stuff there. If you guys ever get in trouble, just go to the Kiki Palms Hotel. Stone Cold 1991. Is that the movie with Brian Bosworth in it? The football player? Damn, I gotta look that up now. So many movies, limited room in my head for them all. 1991. Or is this a Van Damme movie? Yeah, it is the Brian Bosworth movie. I fucking know it. Yeah, I had a feel. I'm sitting there thinking, like, wait, isn't that the fucking football player wore out his shoulders, and by the time he like got to his second year, he was already like had the shoulders of like a 65-year-old man. I remember Bo Jackson made him look silly on Monday Night Football years ago, man. He tried to tackle fucking Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson just ran right through him. Like, God damn, talk about a train going through somebody. Odd fucker. Michael Berryman, man. Like, I know he's in a lot of like lower budget films and stuff, but I like how, like, Wes Craven, recognized him, and, more of beyond his looks. He realized that there is like, an actor behind the way this guy looks. But yeah, just another one that has that perfect look for horror movies. This Spalding is he's calling down to the fucking whorehouse now, saying he's coming down with all his fucking band of rejects. We also get Steve Rails back in this too, very briefly. When you get the roadkill scene, you get him in the movie very briefly. Speaking of Steve Rails back, I wouldn't really say like he's another one. I can't really say there's a lot of movies of his that I really like and care for, but him and Life Force, man, I think that's his best movie right there. On top of Matilda May and her beautiful body being presented out of like 90% of that movie, man. That's another movie. Like, I will admit, when I first saw that, I was like, I don't know about this movie. It seems a little fucking goofy at times, but with multiple watches, Life Force really has grown on me. I enjoy that movie so much more nowadays. Now we're moving on to the Banjo and Sullivan Band. Crossed my mind was the E.G. Daily too. Right, right. That's another one that's worth mentioning there, Greg. I'm trying. That's right. She was also in Pee Wee's Big Adventure. Man, that's a movie I loved when I was growing up. Man, watching how Pee Wee gets his day started in the morning and has like like a bunch of contraptions in his house just to get breakfast ready. Like, I used to be so mesmerized by that whole sequence. You see him putting like butter on toast with like a giant butter knife that's like bigger than him. It's like the size of a baseball bat. And we got one half of the crazy 88s here. We got Stephanie S. What's up, Stephanie? Way down along the stream. Hey, very well. Very, very sweet, it will seem. Hi, hello, CWO. Hello, Stephanie. I should have read that a lot better. It shouldn't have been so difficult to read that, but yeah, hopefully all is well with you, Stephanie, and thanks for stopping by and hanging out here. We are 24 minutes into the movie right now. Who the fuck sets out to be a fucking rodeo clown, right? Like, no one. Like, I think for people to become a rodeo clown, that's like a back burner thing, or like just an opportunity that you stumble over, or maybe just a job that like make ends meet for a little while. Like, nobody has the dream throughout their life growing up and being like, I want to be a rodeo clown, but this fucking asshole does. But you know what? It's like seeing Jeffrey Lewis on screen. One movie I went back and watched recently, which is just an absolute favorite of mine, is has Clint Eastwood in it. George Kennedy is Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Really, really fun '70s movie right there. But yeah, Jeffrey Lewis is also in that one. So I think one of his most standout roles might be the Salem's Lot made for TV miniseries that came out in '79. But yeah, he's in a lot of good movies though. 'Cause obviously he's the father of Juliette Lewis. So yeah, Greg saying E.G. Davis. Okay. I think I put that two and two together with that, but you know what? Because I did pull her name up here, and yeah, I do see the Rugrats title credit there. But man, when Baby just shows up, when Sullivan here, he's going to get ice. It totally throws him off. He don't know how to handle this hot looking girl here. I bet all the girls want to fuck you. He's like, can you say that again? He loves ranting about, oh, yeah, I met Johnny Cash, shook my hand. Would you say that again? I bet all the girls want to fuck you. Ain't the only thing I do with this mouth. I don't know, man. Sherry Moon Zombie, man. The way she delivers lines sometimes is both funny and also has a very fun, seductive way of doing it. So like it makes perfect sense why Sullivan here is just completely like his head's just scrambled right now. He doesn't know how to handle this random girl that just walked up on him and she's speaking dirty to him. You probably can't remember the last time a girl or a woman has spoke to him in this kind of way. Because obviously his wife ain't the type of person to be talking to him like that. With the Goonies. The Goonie Goon Goons. Chester Copperpot. One Eye Willie. And Stephanie saying rodeo clowns are sometimes in training to ride bulls with the ones I knew or were retired riders. Sounds about right. There's your history lesson for the day, everyone, for rodeo clowning. Or is my brother gonna have to shoot your teeth out of your fucking skull? That's a good line. So any which way but loose as well. How am I number one chat experience with 2 minutes in here? YouTube robots are so silly. Yo, you know what I realized with YouTube? You can't buy a single number on here as truth. You can't. You can't look at the views on anything and be like, wow, this is great. Like, no, it's always glitched out bullshit because it's going to change. You can't even look at the numbers on your likes. You know what I've been noticing lately? On the shorts, I do. Sometimes you like go back and then I'll check like the previous like three or four that I've posted. It'll be like, oh, I posted those like last week. Let's take a look at them. And like one of those shorts will have like 10 likes on it or something. And then I go back to it, it has 9. I go back to it again, it has 8. And just that the likes start to go down, but then the views are going up. And it's like, what the fuck? It just YouTube's a very glitchy website. So any numbers on this website, you really have to take with a grain of salt. Greg saying Jeffrey Lewis was in Tango and Cash, Double Impact, right? Hey Roy, open up. I got some of that Dr. Corndog's hickory smoked jerky. I love how serious Bill Moseley is and his Otis role, man. Like it's just he's really in panic mode too. Like this from the moment he woke up today and the pigs were at his house, he's just on edge, ready to fucking murder and destroy. All right, we got another one here. All right, the prince is here. The Asian action assassin. Sometimes that can be tongue twister for me. I don't know why, but hey, what's up there, Prince? Thanks for stopping by and hanging out here. But the roadie just got shot in the hotel. So now that tells everyone in the hotel the rejects ain't fucking around here. Goddamn Captain Spaulding's running out of gas. Fuck, gotta get to the Captain Bond's hotel. Greetings, fellow pirates. Yes. Yarg. Piracy is not a crime. Yeah, seductive yet trashy way. Yeah, for baby Firefly. It's perfect. It really is. I mean, like, I'd be one of the victims right away. Like, if I ran into her and she started talking to me like that, I'd be like, fuck, like, where did you come from? Like, Now, what's that about, clown business? Bitch, did I stutter? Man, that's a good performance right there. It's Sid Haig. Like, he just goes from that laughing clown to that sinister kind of dead serious look. Punches the shit out of her. You can see that little boy had trouble, like, holding back his laughing, working with Sid Haig. What's the matter, kid? Don't you like clowns? Why? Don't we make you laugh? Aren't we fucking funny? You ain't got a reason why you hate clowns. I'm gonna kill your whole fucking family. The little boy's laughing. I wonder how many times they might have did that scene, and eventually they were like, "You can't get him to stop laughing. Like, just fuck it. That's just go with this. Let's move on here." That little boy is just not scared at all. Sitting there having a good time with Sid Haig. Sid Haig's probably like, off camera making jokes with him and shit. Chinese, Japanese, sturdy knees. Look at these. I mean, she has so many holes in her jeans, she may as well not even be wearing pants. Oh, you staring at my sister and having bad thoughts? Why not? Are you a faggot? Hey, let's give it up for the married man. All right, yeah. Throughout this rough time for the Devil's Rejects, it's just great to see that they could still find humor in a bad situation. Guess you got to be a psychopath to relate to that, right? Yeah. Rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, man. Prince of Darkness is gone from the world at 76, man. Well, hopefully all is good with you there, Prince. Stephanie saying they take hashtags away from likes. Is that what? I don't know what that number S thing is. Or numbers, is that what that is? They take numbers away from likes. Yeah, yes, they do. If you pay attention to that stuff, you'll notice it. Because there's times where I look at stuff and then I'll go back to it like not even an hour later. I'm like, yo, this number wasn't like this an hour ago. Like, the fuck's going on here? That's why I just don't even give a shit about numbers anymore. You know what's funny though? Like last week, 4 shorts that I posted in a row got banned, like blocked or whatever. They were blocked. And I think it was because it was like copywritten material, showing like movie clips and trailer footage and stuff. But it was like, damn, dude, 4 in a row. I was like, if I post this fifth one, this one don't go through. I think I might stop making these. But that all like stopped right away. But like 4 of them in a row, like, damn, dude, that's fucked up. In shorts, I mean, yeah, I know what you mean there, Stephanie. Willy Wonka, Tunnel of Doom, we are in here. Willy Wonka, like, When I used to watch that movie when I was a kid, there is like certain scenes in that movie that would like kind of freak me the fuck out, man. Yeah, yeah, definitely a great scene there from the brief performance that we get with PJ Souls in this. First time I ever saw this, that's another one. I didn't realize that was her because she looks so different. She's a little bit more up there in age. She's put on a little bit more weight, so she just doesn't look the way she did in like Halloween or like Rock and Roll High School or anything. But I didn't realize the first time I watched it that it was her. And Pap's here. Pap Master. What's up, Pap? Good to see you here, Pap. I haven't seen you in a long time, man, but hopefully all is well with you, man. Yeah, we got Pap Master is here, original soundtracks. If you lose numbers on YouTube, it's because YouTube has deleted the bot views and likes, etc. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I just don't take the numbers really. I take all that shit with a grain of salt. Like I see when I started YouTube in like 2018, like I'd say from like 18 to 20 is when like I actually like cared about all that number shit. But the more I started doing content, you see how the numbers fluctuate going up and down, and it's like, the fuck, dude? Like, why am I even looking at these numbers anymore? Like, the only time I really pay attention to that stuff anymore is like you get that monthly review thing on how your channel did, and it's like a fourth section thing that goes through. It even like has like a guess how many people liked your content this week or whatever. So like that's really the only time I pay attention to how like my channel's doing. And the big dog saying your thoughts on the new Superman movie, Sean. I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it yet, but yeah, I'm gonna try to get around to that sometime soon. But yeah, I have not seen that yet. I also haven't seen the with the Batman, like the Penguin series. Like I didn't see any of that stuff yet. So I still have a lot of catching up to do right now on more newer things, but I do want to try to see the new Superman by the end of the summer here. So no, I have not seen that one yet. Greg saying can't forget Bill Mosley either. Yeah, man. Like I haven't really met many of actors, in my life, but I some of you guys I've shared this before, but like I've gone to back in 2012 in Center City, Philadelphia, they were doing a screening of Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. And at the bottom of the bill that they did not advertise very well, it was written in very small words, and it said, Bill Mosley will be here for a Q&A and signing autographs. I was like, okay, it's only $12. Like, let's go watch fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, and, you know, maybe we'll meet Bill Mosley. And there was like nobody there. I swear to God, there was like maybe 50 people at this event with a theater that can hold more than 500 people. And apparently he was watching the movie with us in the theater. Like, can't sit next to everybody, so God knows where he was at. But afterwards, he did the Q&A. I ended up asking him 2 questions, and only because nobody else was asking him questions. I was like, yo, come on. This guy is here and ready to, talk to you guys. Anyone want to speak up? Like, what the fuck, man? I didn't say all that stuff, but like, I was just sitting there like thinking that, like, yo, like, what the fuck, man? Like, now's not the time to be shy. But after the Q&A and everything, Bill, I I didn't want to wait in the line, and I had an opportunity where I was standing very close to him, and I was like, he ended up like turning around, looking at me, and I looked at him. We kind of just made eye contact, and I was like, "Hey, Bill, what's up, man? Can you sign my Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2, like the Blu-ray sleeve here?" And I was like, it's now or never. I could beat this line. And yeah, he was super nice. Like he didn't mind it. I kind of just caught him off guard like that. And he started asking me like where he could get like a good cheesesteak and all this stuff in the city. And I just made a small list for him on the back of a flyer. And I remember the guys that were running the event, like they were looking at me like, you motherfucker, why are you talking to Bill right now? Like just giving me that stink eye kind of look. I was like, whatever, fuck you guys, man. Like, yeah, Bill was very nice, man. One of the nicest people I've met as far as celebrities go, but I haven't really met many people. I'm not really one of those people that goes to conventions. A lot of times if I want to go to a convention, I have to go by myself. And I'm just not big on doing that by myself. And I'm also not like, I don't know, having that interaction with an actor, it's not that big of a deal for me. That's why I don't really care for meeting people and getting autographs like that. But I totally understand the appeal of it for people, and especially, horror fans. And Stephanie saying, "Totally, the fashion police called down Swaddle Sherry." Yeah. This is where Quincy Wydell, Sheriff Wydell, like, he's borderline ready to kill Mother Firefly here. "You go get him, Sheriff. Get your ghost. Get them ghosts are gonna crawl up in your head." But her zany fucking psychopathic behavior here is pretty good. It fits into the movie, the way this movie is supposed to play out. Like, I'll even say that, this actress compared to Karen Black, a little bit more intense. But, Karen Black is still very good in House of a Thousand Corpses, though. Oh, I love this. When it cuts to the next scene, you get Jeffrey Lewis and the other guy in that happy fucking still shot that goes across. That shit always makes me laugh. I remember the first time I saw that shit, I was like, "Oh man, it's a little subtle scene with this happy picture by." Oh man. So now, yeah, Otis is taking Sullivan and the banjo band out into the desert to go dig up some guns. What's Stephanie saying here? I'm glad he did the tribute before he passed away. A true rock star like Elvis, right? Yeah. Well said there, Steph. But it's I think for the way, like I was saying early on when we were like acknowledging Ozzy and everything, I think just because of the way he lived his life and how he he liked to party a lot and it kind of took a toll on him later on in life. I think getting to 76 is more than a blessing, honestly. Because a lot of people that just live like that, whether you're a celebrity or not, you party hard like that, you're lucky you get past 50. Follow the yellow brick road. Got all this blood over his Banjo and Sullivan shirt. It's you got to be like, if you're in a band and you're wearing your own band shirt, I think that says you're full of yourself, right? Like it's just something you don't do. You don't wear your own band shirt, right? Oz, if I'm not mistaken, I think I could still smell your wife's pussy stink on my on the barrel of my gun. Oh shit! I love how Otis hints at very bad things here, which starts to get Sullivan here. Starts to get him thinking that, oh shit, he's gonna fucking kill us. Does she like it when you puke? Is that like your whole deal with her? Oh, man. Uh, I wonder if that was like off script, like some of that dialogue there. I wonder if that just was on Bill's mind or if that was just really in the script. I don't know. Shit makes you wonder sometimes. Just like another thing is like the way that they will naturally deliver those lines. That's another thing that makes me think like, yo, I wonder if that just came right off the top of his head or if that was, dialogue that was written for him. Greg saying, yeah, it could be the bot accounts. More than likely, Greg. More than likely. I know one thing that's best when you realize that you're like in a stream in the chat and like you have one of those bots there. Don't talk to those fucking people. Stay away from those fucking people. They will find a way to haunt you forever if you start talking to them. But yeah, they fucked up. Otis pulls out that fucking vicious Rambo knife he has. Now, I know there is very, very limited CGI in this movie, and it mostly has to do when blood is leaking out of something, or even in this scene, which is why I'm bringing it up, when the guy gets shot in the neck, you could see as the blood sprays, it's very computer graphic looking. But that is, yeah, I think that is utilizing CGI very well when it's necessary and not just, wow, it's cheaper. Let's do the whole movie this way. Yeah, people over numbers and AI. Yeah, I got to agree there. I mean, like, I don't use the AI that much. Some of it is, I got to admit, it's pretty fun. Some of it is, but man, I just, the one thing that bothers me with AI is the fact that there's just so many people that think it's real. And it's just like, what the fuck? How can you not tell the difference? Some of that shit can be very scary, real looking, though. Like sometimes you got to take watch it again and watch it again and realize, like, oh shit, like, this ain't that fucking real. That's what they all say. Fuck you. Fuck you. Crazy 88's Papa Hello Johnny Mo. Stephanie saying. Right. One dude's just sitting there choking on blood, man. Right. I want you to pray to your God. I want lightning to come down and crash upon my fucking head. Another good line. Bless the bunnies and bless the little birdies. Otis starts acting like he's, being hit by a bolt of lightning from God. I feel the love of God. God Almighty, the Holy Spirit is in my body. Roy's looking at him like, what the fuck? And then Otis gets very serious here. I am the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's work. Smashes his fucking head in there. Enough fucking around and playing games. You two are fucking rotten corpses. Good for nothing. Bury you assholes in the desert. I was going to take it easy on you. All right, that's right. He carves his face off here. I got other plans for you. He cuts his fucking face off. Good blend of a scene there too. You just muffle out the actual screaming and you go into like a fucking blues band playing. Goes right back to the hotel, man. Good fucking way to blend a scene into another one. Yeah, yeah. I think yeah, you're referring to when I met Bill Moseley, but man, very nice guy. I wasn't expecting, like, I thought he was gonna be like, yeah, no problem, sign my shit and like walk away. He was actually talking to me like more than I was talking to him. And like, yeah, he's like asking me like where there's a good place to get food and cheesesteaks and all this stuff. And I was like, wow, like he's actually talking to me right now. Because I really just asked him to sign my Blu-ray. I didn't ask him or do much else really. I just kind of was acknowledging everything that he was saying to me. But I was just really like, when I walked away from that experience, I was like, wow, dude, I was not expecting someone like that to be that fucking cool and nice to me. I want you to hit her in the fucking face. I know you heard me. What a fucking game to be playing with people in a situation like this. All this to use the bathroom. I want to know what the fuck you're going to do for me. And we got Russell Collier's here. What's up, Russell? Long live the Prince of Darkness. Rest in peace, Ozzy. Yeah, man. Sad day in the music world, in the metal world. That definitely is for sure, man. But good to see you here, Russell. Hopefully all is well with you, besides Ozzy passing away. I think all of us are with a slightly heavy heart here tonight. You better make this next one fucking count. And 59 is here, the 59th survivor of the VHS. Yes, Sonny, a legend alongside Elvis, right? Right. Yeah, somebody made a cool picture on Instagram I saw where it was like Elvis pulling Ozzy up into the heavens, basically. Like it looked pretty cool. But I really think Ozzy, just the way he lived, 76, lead singer of a very popular metal band. I think he lived a good life. Howdy, y'all. So yeah, we got 8 people in the chat right now, but yeah, hopefully everything's good with you there, 59. Finally off of work. Yeah, good timing, man. Now, where are we at in this movie? We're already 51 minutes and 10 seconds into it, so we got an hour left. So we're definitely going to go just slightly over the 2 hour mark here tonight. And Russell saying Leslie Easterbrook was great as Mother Firefly. So that's her name. All right. I know Greg was telling me, he was mentioning how she was in one of like the Police Academy movies, or one or more, I forget. Like when I was a kid, like those movies used to always be on TV. I think I've only seen the first two Police Academy movies. That's another thing with that knife throw there that goes into that girl's chest. E.G. Daily, CGI, you could see it, but it's necessary. The time period. This is 20 years ago, 2005. And to execute that knife throw and have it look legit like that, you kind of had to do that. Doesn't look terrible. It's just you could see the CGI in that scene. Go ahead and shoot me. Shoot me right in the ass. She actually tries to do it too. Man, imagine the reality of that when you realize there's no guns in that bullet. You've just been stabbed in the chest, all for nothing. Of course, this fucking half naked, traumatized girl is running out of the fucking room. Besides the beginning of this movie with Captain Spaulding, when we first really see him in the movie, you get that idea that he is in that mindset of Captain Spaulding. But once he realizes that there's been a raid and the rest of his family's in trouble, he kind of does like a 360 to where it's like, all right, there's no more fucking clown business. It's time to be fucking serious. Kind of goes from that name of being Captain Spaulding to that other nickname that he has, Cutter. It's almost like that nickname Cutter has its own persona of its own, and that only comes to the surface every now and then, which I guess explains how much more of a psychopath Captain Spaulding is. Split personality disorder, probably. Hey, this Captain Spaulding guy. Chief, come here. I think I got something. Captain Spaulding is a character from Animal Crackers, a Marx Brothers movie. Well, I'll be damned. 59 saying, and cheap Stouffer's lasagna in the oven, man, making times to chill. Do what you got to do, man. I haven't eaten a TV dinner or anything like that in years, man. Hopefully you don't like die tonight from eating that or something. So, no, you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, sometimes I still eat Elio's pizza. Fuck, man, I get enjoyment out of that shit. I'll take Elio's pizza over Domino's. Fuck that shit, man. Give me that frozen Elio's over fucking chalky, dried out, fucking shit stained Domino's or Pizza Hut. Even Little Caesars is fucking dog shit. Oh, like I eat, my sugar goes down. I ain't gonna be no good to anybody. Sheriff Wydale. 59 saying, howdy, Greg. Good seeing you. Sci-Fi Broski. I was going to ask if you have seen Screamers. Dan O'Bannon did writing on that from Alien. You're talking about the 1995 movie with Peter Weller, right? I think it's 95 or it's a 90s movie. I know Screamers is. That's a movie I haven't seen in a long time. Another one from this year, or from 95, it's like 30 years old at this point. Just going off the top of my head, it's just made me think of it really from you mentioning Screamers is Catherine Bigelow's Strange Days, which is another one that really needs an upgraded release. But yeah, I also haven't seen Screamers in a while either. That's a movie I don't have in my collection. I could see Scream Factory acquiring that one at some point in the future. Yeah, that's a good scene there, Russell, and how his whole demeanor changes, goes from fucking, fucking around with these two Sullivan band motherfuckers, and then, no, I'm here to do the devil, or I'm the devil, and I'm here to do the devil's work. He pulls that hair out of his face, all covered in fucking sprayed blood. Stephanie saying 59, easy to guard you in here. Yeah, I think Screamers was Peter Weller, and I know the that one actress from Dream Warriors was in it. That girl, and it's like, in my dreams I'm bad. The girl with the two fucking knives and the mohawk and shit. I forget her real name. Fuck Groucho. Wydell's past, man. He got all fucking sensitive when that fucking marksman expert fucking got all pissed, or he started talking shit about Elvis and everything. He got all fucking shit, got real personal right there for Wydell. Yeah, great film. I need to rewatch it. Only have found one VHS of it ever. Oh, you're trying to build a wall of Screamers movies, I guess. There, 59. Oh man, when Otis comes back wearing that motherfucker's face, did you get everything? Takes a minute for that fucking the only survivor to realize, like, wait, is that my boyfriend? But I love the fact that Otis puts her boyfriend's face on her. It's just like, oh God. Just all about putting the cherry on the top of fucked up things, man. Putting your fucking boyfriend's face on yours. After carving that shit off of his fucking skull. Now, with Spalding and Otis here about the fight, I mean, if Baby didn't say something right there, maybe they would be fucking tussling it out, stabbing the shit out of each other right now. And Baby says, so what are we going to do with this one? He shows her the face. Yeah, you're going to regret to inform you that the Banjo and Sullivan show will be canceled for tonight. Even in this moment, Spalding is not clowning around, dude. This is how serious he is. He's really into that Cutter persona. It's like another nickname. It's like, so yeah, it's some other persona. Like, I guess really doesn't arise until better half of this movie with Captain Spaulding. So Screamers was on Tubi. Yeah, I bet you it's probably on Internet Archive. I'll have to search for that. That and Strange Days, two movies from the 90s I've always thought were very underrated. Now the maid is coming by for housekeeping. Housekeeping, you want me a fluff pillow? I love that shit in Zombie Boy. Diamond Dallas Page and Danny Trejo are great. Yeah. Yeah, they're a good combination in this movie. Hey, is that my mom on the phone? Tell her she owes me $14. Fucking white trash pieces of shit. 59 saying Danny Trejo gets beat up by Steven Seagal and Alfred Justice thrown into a trunk. Oh, it's where the maid fucking finds. Yeah, she walks into the bathroom, and she finds that girl on the back of the fucking door on the fucking coat hanger, still wearing the boyfriend's face. Yeah, she's gonna turn into some road mushy kill. I think that maid's traumatized forever now. She's covered in blood, so and she has this fucking freakish looking girl running after her because of this chopped off fucking face she has on. Talk about traumatized. Like this wasn't even like a 6 to 12 hour ordeal. You think it takes some serious time to traumatize someone? Nah, just put this one through a traumatic experience of killing her boyfriend, cutting his face off, and putting it on you. 3 hours is all you need to traumatize this bitch. Man, she gets smoked by that fucking truck, man. Goes from a human being to a pile of pudding. Nice dark red blood. Man, look at those intestines. It's another thing, like all the flesh that's all over the road right now. The road's like boiling hot itself, so it's like cooking the dead body into the road. This is where we get to see Steve Railsback, though, as a police officer here. What's the point of pulling the sheet up? You want to look at more guts? Fucking mess is an understatement, Steve. 59 saying, done with AI, the next 30 crazy 88 shorts are going to be themed around that. Okay. Greg saying Danny Trejo was in Mark for Death, too. Also in a lot of people seem to forget sometimes. I'm not saying anyone here is, but like, he's also in Michael Mann's Heat. He's not really one of like the more standout actors in it, but yeah. I mean, we all know Danny Trejo's been in so many fucking good movies, classic movies. Even From Dusk Till Dawn, that's a movie I would actually like to get a stream done for. Maybe we could try to squeeze that one in by the end of the summer. From Dusk Till Dawn. Got yellow pussy. We got this stinky pussy. That shit never gets old with Cheech, man. Really, I did not know he was in Mark for Death. Now I need to rewatch it again. So cool. That is my favorite, actually, from Seagal. So I did not notice that. And Mark for Death, Out for Justice. I think I think those are really some of his better movies, Steven Seagal's movies. But yeah, I know I had those on DVD. I don't have them on Blu-ray, but earlier stuff from Steven Seagal is definitely the more watchable stuff, the stuff that I actually appreciate more. Yeah, yeah, that's right, Greg. Yeah, in the beginning there. I don't know if like Diamond Dallas Page is he really missing eyebrows or is he supposed to be wearing prosthetic makeup? Because it actually looks like the look of his face, it looks like a meth lab blew up in his face. Like it looks like he has like burns all over him. So maybe that's like a part of like the prosthetic makeup he's wearing. Because I don't think Diamond Dallas Page looks that fucked up, right? Like I'm not really someone who pays attention to wrestling like that, but I don't think Diamond Dallas Page looks like he had like a gas grill blow up in his face or something. Oh, you're gonna get some tutti fucking fruity. Of course, Otis has got to be a fucking Debbie Downer about it, though. There is no fucking ice cream in your future. Come on, don't be such a fucking drag. I think I'm gonna get me some tutti fucking fruity. Tutti fucking fruity. I mean, if I was Otis, I'd be like, yeah, we're getting some fucking ice cream. But then again, I don't know. If I'm on the run and I'm a psychopathic murderer, I don't think I'm going to be giving a fuck about ice cream, though. So at least Otis is using his head. I mean, who the fuck? I think everybody wants fucking ice cream, right? But got to use your fucking head in a situation like this. Is ice cream worth going to prison for? I don't think so. But you think Otis would have got some of the ice cream since they stopped for it. But no, he didn't get no ice cream himself. Like, what a fucking man. Guess Otis is only fun to hang out with when he has fucking dead high school girls around or whatever. So all right, we got 8 people in the chat. I have to step away from here for just a couple seconds. I'll be right back. Bear with me, guys. All right, sorry about that. Oh, this is where John Wydell sees his brother, right? Oh, wait, I forget who's Quincy and who's John. What's the actor's name again? Tom Tolles, I think his name is. Was in Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer, Tom Savini's Night of the Living Dead, a few other movies. But yeah, Sheriff Wydell here ends up having a vision, like an epiphany, I guess. This is where he sees his brother telling him to fucking kill these motherfuckers. And he's saying to his brother how he's doing everything right by the book. He's walking the line. Nah, he wants him to fucking cross the line to kill these motherfuckers. Oh, his name's George. Right, okay. I thought it was John. Way off. 59 saying, I think I am mixing them up, Greg. You were right. That's very easy to do, in my opinion. Greg saying, I remember seeing Danny Trejo in The Hidden 1987 as an inmate. That would make sense. I wonder if he's in that 1988 horror movie called Prison. I wonder if he like pops up in that as like an inmate or something. I haven't seen that one in a long time. Can't recall. So now they're going to find out where the rejects are going. They're going to Charlie's pad. But yeah, that's got to be prosthetic makeup on Diamond Dale's page. He don't look fucked up like that, right? Like, got like scars all over the place, no eyebrows. Looks like his face got lit on fire from probably like cooking meth in his fucking trailer or something. 59. It was just at the start, small role. Trejo was in prison at the same place and time as Charles Manson. Jesus Christ. But yeah, so what's the next stream on the channel right now? I think things are a little out of place. But it could be Hobo with a Shotgun next. We might do that one next, which is the one that you requested there, Greg. I know you requested that a few weeks ago, so I think we might have time for that one. Today's Tuesday. I think this weekend. I think we could do it this weekend. Maybe Friday or Sunday. For either Friday or Sunday. I think we can do it. Well, I mean, Greg, if there's a preferred day and time that you want me to do that stream, like I'm all ears on that. Like If I understand that, you can't always be here, things come up, just more important things, can't always have just open free time to just be here at all times. But if there's a better, like a certain day that'll work to do that hobo with a shotgun stream, like a certain day and time, just let me know. I'm very flexible with that stuff. But I mean, as of right now, I have it scheduled for the 25th. It's just not going to happen in 3 days from now. So I think maybe, you know what, Greg? I'll stay in contact with you on Instagram about that, and maybe this Saturday or Sunday we could do it. But if there's a certain day that works better for you, just let me know, and I'll try to work around that to get that done right. So yeah, maybe we might have 2 more streams before this month is over, including doing hobo. Diamond Dale's page is a good person, helping people to change their life. That's good to see, man. It's good that he's not just there for all, the fame and making money. I think that's important for celebrities. You can't just come in, make all this money because of your status and everything without kind of giving back in some certain way. Danny said Charlie hypnotized him. Charles Manson hypnotized, probably. Now the gang, the rejects, have made it. They made it to the call house. And Charlie and his fucking band of ghouls here, they really do fuck around with the rejects with this shit here. But, it's not like we're, us as viewers or even fans really understand Spalding and Charlie, their relationship. This is the first time we're seeing them together. But you can only imagine why Charlie decided right away to just fuck them over, go behind their backs, work with the police and everything to turn them in. Who fucking knows? But, I really say that because I get the vibe that Charlie is someone that's like anti-police, doesn't want to work with the law, doesn't obey the law. Someone who's just like loves to live for cutting corners and just not being a straight arrow or a straight shooter. 59 saying police academies never show up on VHS. I find Revenge of the Nerds though. Okay. She was on Three's Company too, so Russell's saying. You remember Happy Boy here? You still an asshole? Otis ain't fucking laughing about nothing here, man. I think the only time you actually see Otis happy is when the drugs come out and he's got himself a girl for the night. It's like the only time he's like happy after this whole situation. I set my standards pretty low, so I'm never disappointed. What a way to live, right? 59 saying, I found some good tapes today, though. Bond VHS, 4 tape set, all sealed. World is Not Enough, Spy Who Loved Me, Moonraker, Die Another Day, and Sealed Days of Thunder. $1 tapes. Holy shit, dude. I'd say, for a VHS collector, you fucking made out pretty well there. Anything for $1 nowadays is what a fucking deal. I'd buy that for $1. Besides the Freebird song too at the end, obviously that's utilized very well, but there's also just really good, Rob Zombie utilizes a lot of good 70s rock and roll music throughout this movie. And the only one who's not partying and having a good time is the motherfucking sheriff, right? What you got something to say to me, clown? 59, not all the time with frozen foods, but it is hard to mess up lasagna. Little Caesars dog food. It's not his dog shit. Get that dog shit out of my house. And Stephanie's saying fried chicken and gasoline are important survival tools. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think I can live off the both of them, right? Got a gasoline for my car, got chicken for my belly. That guy looks like Wario. Great. Fuck. Lord, I am your arm of justice. Lord, I am your arm of justice. D9 saying, I will look into Strange Days. I love that on Hell. How I never heard of it. Scream Factory rocks. Yeah, definitely. Who's in that? Ralph Fiennes is in that. I think he's like one of the main characters in it. Juliette Lewis is actually in that movie too. It's very underrated movie. Strange Days. I think that was like another one that was released in like October of '95. 30 years old this year. Oh no, this is we're at the scene now with the guy, and y'all ain't gonna fuck these chickens now, are you? Now y'all ain't planning on fucking these chickens now, are you? The way Kim Forey looks at him. The fuck you getting at? Do you fuck chickens? Well, I thought about fucking some chickens before. If you want to have a good time, all you need is some pussy. You can cut that chicken's head off, stick it in the ass of the chicken, that chicken go all crazy on your ass. Oh shit. I call him chicken fucker. That boy over there looks so frustrated. I don't approve of chicken fucking. You know what he called me, boss? I ain't no chicken fucker. I made my mistake. Yeah. Grab the fucking chickens. Fucking chickens. Fuck. He's a chicken fucker. We ain't never buying chickens from him again, boss. He obviously has like herpes on his lip and shit. Michael Berryman's funny as shit in this movie. He's a chicken fucker. And Russell's saying one of my favorite true to life mob movies is Gotti with Armin Asante. Oh, I haven't seen that one in a long. What year is that one again? I think that's a '90s one, right? Is that the one with Jack Nicholson? Or I'm a little fuzzy on my mob movies right now. But we got Scott is here. What's up, Shamarlos? Thanks for stopping by. Hope all is well with you too. Eating pizza. Right, using your mind, using your noggin there, eating pizza because you can't go wrong with pizza. Like Domino's, Pizza Hut, or Little Caesars. Then you're fucking up. That's good to see, Scott. Good to see you're doing good. Yeah, everything's good here. Obviously, it's a sad day in the music world with Ozzy Osbourne is no longer with us, dead at 76 today. But rest in peace to the Prince of Darkness, man. Pizza party. It's a pizza party with Mario and Wario. No, we'll have to, have like an Italian horror night, and we'll have to have some pizza and all the Italian essentials, to crunch and munch on, something like that. Bad day to fuck with me, Charlie boy. I don't even know why Charlie is working with him, because that Lydell is just nothing but a dick to him, man. He's just, I don't know, man. Charlie's being a fucking bitch. Hey, look at this nasty trailer park with Diamond Dallas Page and Danny Trejo. Jesus Christ, everything just looks like I feel like I need a shower just watching this scene right now. Stephanie's saying, House of a Thousand Corpses, I am far more familiar with. Hello, Scott. Yeah, it's, I mean, I'm actually wearing I'll get that off there. I actually do have a Corpses shirt on right now. This one. I think that's actually the only Corpses shirt I have. House of a Thousand Corpses. But yeah, as I was saying, earlier on the stream, I really like these movies in the order that they came out. I mean, I love The Devil's Rejects. There's, no two ways around that. I love the movie for what it is, but I have to pick one out of the three, and I just feel like I enjoy Corpses just a little bit more, so it just edges out The Devil's Rejects just by a little bit. And it's sure a lot of people would agree with me that Three from Hell is it's not a perfect movie. I feel like it's watchable, has some cool redeeming moments throughout it. But, once it goes to Mexico, that's when I'm like, fuck, dude, I want to shut this off. And like I said, too, I'm still have yet to hear someone be like, you know what, I like Three from Hell out of all of those movies. I would love to hear someone actually say that. But I would also like to hear, like, the reason on it, too. Because, yeah, I still haven't heard that opinion. Maybe that opinion doesn't exist. Hopefully it doesn't exist. Why the hell fucking explaining shit to Trejo here? He's like, you be careful, you get stepped on like a roach. He's talking about having a little roach mind. To me, this movie always blows by quick, man. We're already an hour and 22 minutes into this. Like, I feel like we just started this shit. We were talking about pizza earlier, yeah. I think that's one thing that anyone in the world just never get tired of talking about is pizza, right? Ate 5 pizzas today. Like, Scott, like, how do you fit food into your body like that? Like, 5 pizzas. I mean, I've eaten a whole large pizza myself before, like 8 slices. I've done it before. I can't do that anymore though. Like nowadays when I get a pizza, you know what I actually do? Just so I have food later on? I only eat half the pizza, but I really just eat 2 slices and then I eat 2 more slices in like a couple hours. That's just so I'm not hungry later on. I could very easily eat half a pizza, but I can't do a whole 8 slices like that no more. I just can't. 5 pizzas, I mean, yeah, I love pizza too. I couldn't eat that much pizza, man. It's just fucking nuts. It really is. But I mean, it's just hopefully, Scott, you're not putting your health in danger or anything by doing that. Yeah, if you can eat 5 pizzas, tear it up, bro. Enjoy. Ain't no one fucking telling you what to do or stop you there. Really, about farmheads. You know what? Let's get Stephanie's channel link down here so we can get her some subscribers. Hmm. Try to get some channel links shared out here. Oh, there we go. Copy that. Wait, why can't I click on the damn stream? This is fucked up. I gotta do it this way. Shit, I can't do it there either. This is not cool. Hmm. You know what? We're just gonna mod you, Stephanie, and you can share your channel. Share your channel link in the comments. I don't know when you're gonna have a turn blue and have a wrench, but I know once that happens, you can share any links you want at that point. But I don't know why I can't click on my own stream here. Share. Edit. What is the deal with that? I can't even share out the damn stream when I went live, so that's like another issue I'm having right now. But like I'm literally at the top here and I'm trying to click on the stream and it won't let me click on it like at all. The fuck is that about? You know what? Maybe it's not showing up. I gotta wait till after the stream to access. Like at that point, it's not even going to be relevant anymore. All right, maybe Stephanie will be blue here soon, which I can't see. Right now, I can't. But now, after partying all night with the rejects, now Wydell is showing up at dawn, right at the right time when they, Spall thinks it's going to be time to call it a night here. Sitting there smoking a fucking joint. Looks like he's lit out of his mind on Yayo, too. Those fucking teeth, man. But yeah, Stephanie, hopefully you'll be blue there soon. And once you are, I gotta give 59 a wrench too. Let's do that. If I could find his damn. Oh, you know what, 59? Like sometimes I see like you'll leave comments in like the chat on a stream before it goes live. And like I don't always get those comments. Sometimes I like if I go over there to like pin a link in the chat, I'll see them. Other times I don't, but I mean, you're free to do whatever you want, but I would recommend trying to have those comments show up after the stream in the comment section so they stay locked there so I can definitely say them. But you can do whatever you want. There's no wrong way of doing that. Whatever your personal preference is perfectly fine with me. That's so fucked up. I cannot click on that my own stream right now. Like, but no, of course everybody else can. Tutti fucking fruity. Damn right, Russell. Let's go get some tutti fucking fruity. I'm gonna go get that tutti. That toot toot toot. Where did I leave off at? Pizza. Remember watch. Okay, right here. Yeah, Russell saying I remember watching Sid Haig in the old '50s rock and roll films as a kid. I think the first time I ever saw him, what's the one James Bond movie he was in? I didn't even realize who he was though. I just from watching him the James Bond movies and growing up and watching those with my dad. I realized that, he was in some like lesser known movies, not exactly, genre favorites, but obviously Sid Haig definitely left his mark on the cinema world. And Stephanie saying, yes, Tarantino from Dusk Till Dawn, Robert Rodriguez, Crazy 88's movie. And Russell's saying, William Forsythe was a badass in Out for Justice. Anybody seen Richie? Yeah. Anybody seen Richie? But now Wydell's got his hands on the rejects here. We are playing on a level that most will never see. He's so fucking serious right now. He wants to get fucking revenge for his brother George. And maybe your brother had a divine moment where his brains hit the floor. That's actually like, yeah, very true. When Mother Firefly fucking blew his head off and shit. The other movie. Which is another good slow motion scene in that, when the other Sheriff Wydell, the older brother, he gets killed. Even that scene there, like with Otis, when he's got the other cop with his arms up behind his head and he kills him execution style, but he does it in such a slow motion way that when he goes to shoot him, it actually takes a few seconds for the scene to actually like kick in and take off. But you know what else I feel like is a good distraction in this movie? There's so much going on with these three, with Otis, Baby, and Captain Spaulding, that you kind of just forget that Tiny is somebody that's involved with the Devil's Rejects and a part of these fucking psychopaths and a part of this movie. But there's so much good stuff going on, so much satisfying stuff as a viewer and a horror fan that I feel like you can forget that Tiny is in this movie. So when Tiny does show up and pops back into the movie, I think it's utilized well. It's very satisfying. Now you think the police would have bulldozed that house already, but no, this fucking house is still standing. Well, it's gonna go down in flames, as we all know here tonight. So 59 saying, I shall return, got to clean up, still getting in the doors. That's cool, man. Do what you got to do, you know? Priorities over free time is very understandable. So Greg is saying, whatever works for you, Sean. All right. Yeah, for the hobo stream, just like going off the top of my head, maybe it'll be this Saturday or Sunday. I'll just talk to you on Instagram messaging about it, and I'll let you know what date I get set in place. And more than likely, it'll be the usual time of when I go live at like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which I believe for you is usually like 7 p.m. because you're on the other side of the country there. But yeah, it looks like we'll get that all figured out here, by the end of the week. I'll get that put in a more structured place with a date and get that figured out, and then I will remind you all about it as we get closer to it. Another thing is too, I feel like that can be kind of sad when you're watching Three from Hell, and the little bit of screen time that Sid Haig has in it, you could just tell that his health is declining, and he doesn't look well in that movie for the little bit of screen time that you get with him. And when you see that, it's like, damn, dude, like it seems like in a way like Sid Haig like might have been overdoing it as far as like trying to push himself to get something done for Rob Zombie in a movie when he probably just wasn't in any fucking physical state to be doing anything like that. But to me, he looks so thin, frail, just looked like I wouldn't say like he looked like he was like dead, but he looked like he's close to knocking on death's door. Just his health did not look good at that point. I think that's like another thing like that happened with Tony Todd. You know, at the end there when Tony Todd died, like he was very thin, man. I just think sometimes when you see a very healthy and strong person and you're used to seeing them a certain way, and then when you see them and they're not in their best moments and their health is declining, it can kind of be like a shock in a way. It's just like, wow, like I didn't think that'd be possible for someone to transform into that. Obviously it happens, man. But yeah, it's like, Tony Todd is another one, man. Before he checked out and died, he was looking very thin and ill. I know he was battling an illness too, but yeah, it just can be very shocking to me when you're used to seeing someone a certain way. And then when you see them not at their best moments and they're not looking healthy, it just can be real shocking, I think. Diamond Dale's page help people get better with his yoga. Really? Okay, that's what Russell Collier is saying. And Priscilla Barnes was her name who got stabbed. Oh, right. Okay, I thought that was. Fuck, man, I got my shit all mixed up here. But yeah, you are right. That's her fucking name, Priscilla Barnes. Oh, thank you, for fixing that for me there, Russell. And now the house is going up in flames now. After nailing their hands to the fucking wooden chairs and everything, it's almost like the rejects are being crucified here. But Wydell's fucking. He's gonna have a fun time with baby here. He's gonna have her running around these fucking pig pen obstacles and shit. Man, when Tiny comes out of nowhere though, it just fucking lays it down. It lays down the real reject law. It's good, satisfying shit, man. It's just like I said. I just think the movie does a good job at distracting you, throwing you off from the fact that Tiny is someone that's a part of this fucking psychopathic crew. And once he pops up again, it's like, oh shit, forgot about Tiny. It's not like he talks either. That's another thing. I feel like when you have a character that doesn't talk and they're not in a movie very long, and let's say they pop up again, like in a way, you can forget about a character like that very easily. Stephanie S. saying inflation going to drive all the old retro collectibles up. Millennials will drive them, man. Yeah, you're right about that. Russell saying, "I'm not planning on fucking these chickens, are you?" It's definitely a very memorable scene. You call me a chicken fucker? Yes, Stephanie. Daddy, you know this is still inside. But now I don't know where Charlie wants to, he wants to actually help the rejects. Now, like, Charlie's a fucking asshole. Otis is waking up, realizes it's getting hot in here. Cutter, wake up! Cutter, wake up! Yeah, we could do that one too, Greg. Have a giallo on pizza night. Maybe we'll watch some Suspiria. Maybe some deep red for your deep red pepperoni toppings. I'm doing a terrible Italian accent right now. So actually, I'm really bad with all accents. That's how fucking white and American I am. So, well, the barbecue explains. Yeah, David, Diamond Dallas Page's eyebrows. Yeah. He was probably like, I'll fire up the grill, make some burgers. I fucking tossed on a shitload of like lighter fluid and fucking went right in his face. But I'm right though, right? Like Diamond Dallas Page, he don't really look like that, right? He's not all fucked up like that in real life. He doesn't have like scars and no eyebrows and burn marks all over him. Because he like a burn victim. Like when you see like a burn victim, whatever it is that's burned on them, they kind of have that shiny, glazed over look on their face. And like that's what he looks like. He looks like a meth lab, like blew up in his face or something. So Russell's saying he kind of like Rob Zombie's 31. I'm not that big of a fan of it. I felt like some things were cool about it. But it's just me personally, I just wish he would have used the money that he used to make that movie and just would have been like, no, let's make the third Rejects movie. Let's do that. But we got 31. But there's nothing wrong with liking that movie, Russell. I know a lot of people. I think a lot of people seem to be mixed on it. Some people like it, some people don't. But there's worse movies out there. That's for sure. Even from Rob Zombie, there's worse movies out there. But overall, I think Rob Zombie's very hit or miss. It's got some decent stuff. Other things could have been better with, but and Tiny comes out of nowhere, grabs Wydell. Big surprise for Wydell here. He gets his fucking neck snapped. But you can't even like clearly see it's Tiny. But put one and one together. You're familiar with these characters. You should realize it's Tiny. But yeah, he snaps the fuck out of his neck. Could eat pizza every day. So could I, dude. I really could. Like, I could probably eat pizza for like a couple months straight and be like, fuck, I gotta take a day off from this and then be right back at it again the next day. Tiny comes in there, he's pulling all the nails out, getting more CGI blood, but it's necessary. And I feel like, that the bright orange flames and everything in the background actually kind of hides some of that stuff. Which I know the flames itself is also, computer graphics, but that's the thing though. Like you have to consider the time period. This is 2005, man. A lot of bad graphic effects out there. Computer graphic effects. But yeah, it looks like Tiny came in, saved the motherfucking day, man. Got Captain Spaulding and Otis out of there. One hot house right there. No worries, CWI. I'm always on 59's page, but she's not blue yet. Fuck, I just added her though. I'm gonna get you a wrench one of these. See, you're not. I've had issues giving people wrenches on here before. It's like it just sometimes I go to add someone and it says, okay, now they're a standard moderator, and it's like, okay, well, why aren't they blue? Why don't they have a fucking wrench? But Stephanie, I just gave you the standard moderator, so maybe it might take some time to go through. I'll keep playing with it. I'll get you and 59 wrenches so you guys can start sharing like channel links and stuff and trying to get more subscribers and stuff that way. Because I feel like that's another thing that's important about doing live streams. Like when you're in a chat and everything and you're connecting with people and people will share out channel links, and it's really just a good way to bring recognition to each other's channels and to get that sub count to go up a bit, because as we all know, it can be hard to gain subscribers. And even when you gain subscribers, a lot of people like to be like, I'll subscribe. Tomorrow comes around, you know what? I'm going to unsubscribe now. Like, does it really hurt to stay subscribed? Just turn the fucking bell off and you won't be bothered. Now the fucking rejects house up in flames. Tiny has decided to stay behind. Wants nothing to do with going forward, right? But I feel like, with Tiny, going back to the flaming house, with the fact that Matthew McGorry died shortly after this, kind of makes sense. Now, can you imagine if they tried to like cast Tiny in Three from Hell, and like the guy just didn't have that body structure like Matthew McGorry and everything? It would have been out of place. And now that Freebird's playing now. Probably one of the best movies to utilize this song, Freebird. It's got to be, right? And Russell's saying Frank Sinatra's mob ties were worse than reported video and is very interesting. Mob bosses protected Sinatra. Yeah, I can only imagine how much more dirt you dig up on that, you could find out about that. And Greg saying, I remember seeing Sid Haig in an episode of MacGyver in the first season, Robert Englund too. Wow. Russell saying Roger Corman's The St. Valentine's Day Massacre was a great mob film. Jack Nicholson had a non-credited role. His only lines were garlic. If the bullets don't kill you, you die of the blood poison. I like that one. And yeah, Greg saying Lords of Salem was a weird one, hard to get into. Oh man, that's a conflicting movie for me. Lords of Salem, I feel like everything is decent in the movie. I think even the story of how it plays out, I like it. But as it gets to that like final 20 minutes or less, it's like Rob Zombie either ran out of money or he's like, shit, I don't know how to end a movie. What do I do here? Because the end of that movie, I don't fucking get what's going on. And it's just very unsatisfying to watch that when you don't realize what the fuck is going on. So when I watch Lords of Salem, I get to the end of it, it's just like, why do I get the vibe that he's out of money to make a stronger ending? Or he just doesn't know how to end a movie, or doesn't know how to end this particular movie. I don't know. But yeah, overall, Lords of Salem is a very conflicting movie for me, but I would say it's one of Zombie's better movies, though. And Russell saying, love Danny Trejo and Seven Cemeteries, an action horror film. I don't think I've heard of that one. I'm going to assume that's probably one of the more low budget ones from Danny Trejo, but who knows? Greg saying the shootout and the ending makes you wonder, how did they all survive? Yeah, I know, man, I know. But, that's where you got to throw the logic out the window, right? It's got to have fun with movies, and how absurd they could be, and it won't make any straightforward sense. Stephanie saying Survivor said he has like 300 subscribers. All right, well, tell him I said to him he needs 300 more. So, I mean, I don't know. We're all trying to get our channels, higher sub counts, trying to, interact and connect with people. I don't know. I just want to see everybody have a good time on here. Try to, I don't want to say be successful with your channel, because that's like things that matter, to say successful. I just want to see people have fun on here. And I think no matter what numbers, whether they're glitchy or not, when you see numbers go up, it's just, can make you feel more motivated to want to make content and be a part of things. That's all. No subscriptions, so he is at like 150. Okay, well, it's 59. I could just tell from like communicating with him, talking to him. He doesn't give a shit about numbers. He's just here to enjoy himself, make content, watch content, and connect with people. That's the vibe I get from him. Roger Corman is hardcore mystery science theater. Does many of his works a living legend. Or no, that's right. Roger Corman's dead and gone now. That's another one we lost not too long ago. Has that been like a year now since Corman passed away? I wonder how they storyboarded this here, like mapped this out to put this in slow mo and also use the Freebird song at normal speed. I think it's more difficult to execute this than how you watch it. It might be, an easy situation in your mind to execute this scene, but I think, to come up with the song, leave it at normal speed, but you slow down the footage here in the shootout. I think that's hard to execute. Doesn't matter how experienced you are as a filmmaker. It's either it's going to work or it's not, or you're going to find some way to cut a corner to alter it and make it work. Man, that fucking solo in Freebird, man. I'll never get tired of hearing that, right? Yo, they're fucking. Yo, you're right, Craig. Like, how the fuck did they survive this? They're full of bullet holes, man. Oh shit. They are totally just gut it with bullet holes, man. We're coming up on the end of the movie here soon. Where we at? 2 hours and 5 minutes. All right, not too bad. All right, we didn't go 2.5 hours, so all right, yeah, credits are rolling now. In loving memory of Matthew McRory. Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame he wasn't utilized a lot more in more movies. I know he pops up in that movie. I think he's in a Tim Burton movie actually too. I forget. He's been in some movies. It's obvious, but yeah, he died a short time after making this movie. But so yeah, that is The Devil's Rejects at 20 years old today. So yeah, I'm glad I managed to remember this one. I almost overlooked this one and just totally probably would have been reminded today of it. But yeah, I'm just glad that I remembered to schedule this stream, get it done, and yeah, Devil's Rejects, as far as a modern horror movie from the early 2000s, there definitely one of the better fucking and newer horror movies from this generation here. But yeah, I think a movie like this, seeing it at 20 years old, I think this is a movie that's really going to have a lasting impact and just get better with age. Really. So, but yeah, so as of now, I will, I will keep you all updated on when the next stream will be, unless something comes up between now and that next stream. I'll just keep you guys updated on that. But as of right now, it looks like we're going to get around to Greg Brewer's request, which was for Hobo with a Shotgun. And more than likely, after getting in the Hobo with a Shotgun, I'm probably going to do Death Proof and Planet Terror with the Grindhouse double feature. And then we possibly might do with Danny Trejo with Machete. So those four movies are in the pipeline right now. I want to get those done. So we'll see how things play out with all that. And maybe we can get that done. But yeah, I just want to say thank you to 59 Survivor, Greg Brewer, Russell Collier, Stephanie S. I know we had Phil over at Froggy the Gremlin was here for a little bit. Shamarlos was here too. Anthony Chobit was here. We had Jason H was here. Yeah, we had a pretty good crowd here overall. The Big Dog was here. Pat Master actually stopped in. I haven't seen him in a long fucking time. We had Prince, aka the Asian Action Assassin. Yeah, we had a pretty good chat here overall. Better than I anticipated. But all right, so yeah, we're gonna go ahead and close this one down here. So thank you all very much for joining me here tonight. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you all in the next one, everyone.